Hello everyone, welcome back to this channel. Today we're going to talk about Deadpool 3 or Deadpool and Wolverine in the MCU. So when this movie got announced, especially after the trailer was released, all the words I could hear is this movie's gonna save the MCU? And I'm here to give you a very simple answer. No, like what the fuck do you think is gonna happen? One movie is not gonna save the whole franchise. Nevertheless, it's a pretty good movie, a refreshing one for sure. I didn't watch this movie for the MCU, just for the record. I watched it because I love Deadpool 1 and 2. They are the game changers in the superhero genre, in my opinion. So here's the plot. Deadpool's peaceful existence comes crashing down when the Time Variance Authority, TVA, recruits him to safeguard the multiverse. He soon unites with his would-be pal, Wolverine, to complete the mission and save his world from an existential threat. So Deadpool just made a breathtaking entry to the MCU. What a way to introduce the character to this universe. It's a fitting way. You can't find any other better way than this. Before I saw the movie, I went and checked. All three movies have different directors, and somehow they make us feel like it's directed by the same persons. It's impressive. Isn't that just, unbelievable? I mean, I did that for some assurance. I'm nervous they might ruin Deadpool, but turned out they didn't. So first let's talk about action scenes. This is some best action scenes I've seen in the MCU. Probably the top 5 action scenes of the MCU, excluding the Avengers movie because, it's unfair to compare to those movies with big budgets and all the superheroes combined together. But Deadpool will be in Avengers 5 and 6 for sure. This movie relies heavily on exaggerating effects, overly stretched action sequences, and they pulled it off perfectly. It's rated R, but I can tell you that they didn't go all in. They did pull their punches. They only went in like, I don't know, maybe around 80%. Maybe that's the best they can do. Still, the choreography is done well. No shaky cameras, thank God. Great movement. Focus on the actions fully with different angles and slow motion when necessary, not too much. Now we talk about jokes. Deadpool can break the fourth wall, and they didn't overcommit to it. They didn't do it too much. That's what they complained with She-Hulk. But I didn't watch She-Hulk, so who give a fuck? Yeah, I didn't watch She-Hulk, not because of the review. I just didn't watch it because I didn't feel like it was interesting enough. Turns out I was correct. So that's the best thing about Deadpool. All jokes landed. It didn't feel forced. They didn't go woke because they don't want to go broke again. They make jokes about Disney bought Fox a lot. They make references to other film franchises, even though those franchises are not owned by Disney, which is ballsy. They make fun of themselves, which is surprising to me. Kevin Feige greenlit all that thing. The fact that the management turned on the green light for the writers and the director goes to show that there are improvements. They actually care about their audiences, and they gave as much freedom as possible to the ones making the movie. There are surprises, tons of surprises. If you watch this movie review video right now, you might get spoiled already, but I'm not gonna say anything because I like being true to myself. So keep an eye on cameos, the ones you suspect and not suspect, but it's gonna be good nonetheless. Wolverine is in this movie. It's a no-brainer to me. Like, if you have to pick one X-Men to team up with Deadpool, of course you pick Wolverine. Wolverine to X-Men is like the Homelander to the boys. Like, he is the biggest name of the X-Men universe. So, like, they bought Fox with a lot of money. Wolverine carried X-Men franchise for 17 years. Of course, they have to include him in this movie somehow. I feel like Wolverine is forced to be here. Let me explain. Like, he doesn't really have a purpose in this movie. And I feel like this movie is all about not giving a fuck and not making too much sense. That's the comedy, the whole theme of this movie. But I feel like the writer should put more effort and put more depth to his character a little bit more. Bit more emotion, if you will. They also have him wear the yellow suit, which is, in my opinion, looks so corny. I don't give a fuck about others' opinions. He looks so fucking funny to me. I'm sorry, I'm not on board. It's just not fitting with him. I don't care if it's comic accurate. The relationship is written so well in this movie. Like the interaction between Deadpool and literally anyone else is fascinating. You can just sit there, watch him yap about some nonsense, and you'll laugh your ass off. It's just that we don't get to see the original characters from the first two movies that much in this one, but that's okay, I guess. The plot is everywhere, which is kind of the main point. Everybody complain, and I sort of agree to an extent. One of the negatives I can point out is that our main characters never seem to be in danger. They don't feel threatened, so you never get worried for them, not even once. And the conclusion feel way too stretched. They even point that out themselves in the movie. Yeah, the conclusion is kind of like lazy writing, which is they make some excuses for things that happen and the way they defeat the villain and stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna give Deadpool and Wolverine 8 out of 10. I think this movie is very good, but please do not ruin Deadpool 4 or ruin the characters. I think that they did a very good job and not change the consistency of any characters. So that's it for this video. See you in the next one. Goodbye.